Hello. Hi, everybody. Woo, baby. We are building up fast. Look at this. This is awesome. We do only have 200 spots open on this Zoom because we were unable to upgrade for some reason. So that's okay. If you have someone who is trying to get on and is unable to because we are maxed out, call them in with your phone and have them listen in through that. And this is also being recorded. So don't worry if you have, we'll get the recording out tonight as well. So welcome everybody, welcome. Anybody want to say hi before we go ahead and get started here? Yay, hi Crystal. Hi Michelle, hi Veronica. Hi Aunt Kathy. Aw, I feel like I haven't seen you in forever. Hi Karen. Hey Lita, Barbara Bozer in the house, #1 recruiter last, last week? Mm-hmm. Out of the whole company. Congratulations, Miss Barbara.
Thank you.
Yay, she's going to be at the It Works U this Saturday. What day is it? I don't know. Life of Entrepreneur. It's always Saturday to me. So yeah, she's going to be in Dallas, Texas with us. Is anybody else going to be there? Yeah?
I'm not sure if you can see me.
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
This is Brittany. I was doing a meeting with Gabby, just listening in.
Okay. Are you going to be in Dallas on Saturday?
Oh, no, I'm in Ohio.
Oh, okay. Cool. Well, welcome. All right. So if you have not been on a Zoom before, know that there is a chat function that you can type into. So you can ask questions through that. And we are going to go ahead and get started. We've got a few special guests I'm really excited about. All right, okay. All right, so this is what we're going to do. I know a lot of you are working with your specific new enrollees on new distributor training. And so what we're going to do instead of doing new distributor training on this call is that we are going to spend Tuesday nights really working on skill building. We're going to help you with verbiage. We're going to help you with ideas of who to talk to and what to say and how to follow up and how to close, all the skills, how to invite people to an event. And so every Tuesday night at 9 p.m., we are going to focus on a skill, something that you need to learn, or something that we're learning, or something somebody else is learning, and that is duplicating, that has been very successful. So if you are signing up new distributors, I do recommend doing new distributor specific Zooms or webinars or chat messages or whatever to break it down and build the community within your smaller group, because we know that sometimes that is the glue for keeping people going when times get tough. We all want to have that business buddy. And then this Zoom is specifically going to be for skill building. So it's going to be bigger. We're going to have guest speakers and we're going to interview and do recognition and all that kind of thing too. So today I am super excited because we are going to talk about building relationships online. And this is coming from two things. Number one, we're getting a lot of, feedback, I guess, that people are just randomly messaging people they don't know and saying, whatever it is. Maybe, hey, have you tried a wrap yet? Or have you heard of It Works before? Things like that. And the verbiage isn't bad. That's not a bad thing to say. But imagine getting a request or getting to, as somebody asks if you can help them with their business or whatever. I don't even know their name. You don't even know your name. And so what's happening is that the feedback is that people don't like that. I mean, who wants to be spammed, right? And so that's one thing. The second thing is the feedback is that some of what we're posting on Facebook is seen as negative or putting other people down rather than drawing them into our culture and into our world by being friendly, open, excited, warm, fuzzy, all those things. So we're going to talk about how to, number one, increase your warm, fuzzy posts. And number two, build those relationships. So when you do message them, hey, have you heard of It Works before? Or I think you'd be really good at what I do. Or have you tried a wrap yet? You're messaging someone that's going to respond to you because they already like and trust you. You have that relationship. So a few things to know. Let's see. I'm going to share my screen. And what I want you to just take a look at your current Facebook profile. Are you fun and engaging? Are you somebody that people would want to be friends with? Are you trustworthy? Look at your pictures. I do recommend having your name on your Facebook rather than a business name or your, whatever. You also don't really want to have It Works in your name because you want people to identify with you. You want your profile picture to be you. You want it to be a good picture that, again, is relatable to people, exciting, things like that. And then also take a look at your intro here. John Eric taught us to use emojis, right, to have kind of bullet points and emojis within here. So think about your highlight reel and put that in here. And then if you scroll down, are you a billboard? Are you relational? Are you negative? Mine's not that. There we go. That's a little better. Are you relational? Are you negative? All stinking negativity should be off Facebook ever from now on. Because who's going to want to sign up with someone who has drama? Let's be honest. If your Facebook is not cleaned up, if you're swearing or and honestly, I would stay away from anything political, especially right now, right? Anything political or religious or anything that could have a debate on your page or offend someone, or just, you don't want that. You don't want that type of attention on your page. You want your Facebook page is essentially your billboard. You want it to brand you. You want it to show how you are fun, exciting, trustworthy. You are someone that they can trust, and you are someone that they can help make money. You can help them make money. You can help them experience success, because people sign up with people. They don't sign up with products. They don't buy products. They buy people. And your Facebook is a great free way to brand yourself and to branch out into new markets. Now, you certainly can do boosting posts. You can pay for advertising. There are things certainly that you can do to broaden your network through paying for it. But I can tell you there's a lot that you can do for free as well. So I am now going to unmute Jackie Marchant. Jackie is a presidential and almost ambassador leader from Australia/Canada. I love her story. She met her husband traveling, and he's from Australia, she's from Canada, and now they really can live summer to summer. It's kind of the best of both worlds. And she is awesome on Facebook. She's really good at building her relationship base and connecting with people through Facebook. And you'll see why, because she's just someone you want to hang out with. So Jackie, tell us a little bit about your story, and then feel free to share your screen and do whatever you need to do to show us what you do. And I have my pen and paper out to take notes.
I have mine ready for later too. So hey guys, thanks for being on. Nice to see everybody. My name's Jackie, as Denise said, and yeah, my story is I never knew what I wanted to do for a career. I was never really passionate about anything that I was doing. I'd done personal training, and it was fun helping people get fit. I'd done office work. It was just too boring for me. I just was really passionate about traveling and spending time with my husband. That's all I wanted to do. So I actually found out about It Works through a Facebook message. And it was someone I knew. It was a girl I went to high school with, but it had been like 10 years. And we hadn't talked in ages. And we were never really close in school. And she sent me this big, long message all about what she was doing with It Works. And it was like, the company is this and that, and the product is this and that. And to be honest with you guys, I ignored that message. So even though it came from somebody that I knew, it was too much of a sales pitch. I'm like, she's just trying to sell me something. I haven't talked to her in ages. So I'm very thankful that she messaged me again. She didn't give up on me or go, oh, Jackie's rude, forget her. She said, you know what? She was watching my Facebook feed. And back then, I didn't have social media training.
Australian.
So I didn't know.
What?
I didn't know that. There you go. I didn't know that I shouldn't put negativity on Facebook. So I was complaining about my job and my boss, and she could see, she wrote to me and she said, look, I can see that you're not happy with your job and your boss, and that, you know, you look like you need something different. And she goes, I know how you feel. I had a terrible boss once too. Now I'm my own boss and I'm making great money and I love what I'm doing. Maybe you should look into it. And I was like, oh, yeah, maybe I should. So that short personal message that showed that she could see what I needed and could see what I was going through and she could relate to me was a million more times powerful than a little spiel about It Works and the wraps. So that is like a huge part of now when I message people, I think back to what did I like to hear? What got me into this business? So that's how I found out about it. And really, my story is it took me 8 months to get to Ruby because I just signed up and I thought it would all just happen. You know, I didn't really plug in. I didn't have a plan. I'm just like, yeah, I'll just get there. Everyone will sign up. It'll be cool. But it took me that time and finally talking to my 2 uplines and learning that, okay, no, you need a plan and you need to grow your skills and you need to just follow the system and follow the people who are already successful. So I started plugging in. I spent every opportunity I could to get around successful people in the business, get on calls, get to events, and that's when things just started taking off. I learned so much and it just got my mind in the right frame and I just took off. So by my 10th month, I went diamond, and then it was only 6 months between that and I went presidential, and we're in the top 50 earners now. So it's pretty exciting, and if I can do it, then everyone can do it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jackie. I love your story. I think there's a few things that you mentioned the other night on our personal development call that I thought were key that I think you emulate. The first one was she said, well, I'm looking for someone who is teachable and coachable. And when you find someone who's teachable and coachable, you pretty much sleep at their house, right? You become their best friend. When you find someone who's hungry and eager to learn, you become their best friend because you want to learn to do this. And what she did was she put herself around successful people. So she went to, even though she's from Winnipeg area, right, and was living in Canada for those 6 months, she came to every It Works boot camp, green carpet, anything that she could. She came to Michigan and did our Willow Creek meeting. She did a Toronto, she flew everywhere and just tried to get in front and meet people. And I think that that's part of her success is that she was able to, number one, rub shoulders with people who were successful and hear their wisdom, but then also identify with them and be like, oh, if they can do it, I can do it. You know, and I think that once you realize that nobody's different, we're all just working hard, right? And you really identify yourself as a leader in the company or as a diamond or et cetera, then that can really change things too. So tell us, how do you add people on Facebook, make new friends, stalk them lovingly? Tell us more.
All right. So I know Dorothy's going to talk about how she meets people out and adds them to Facebook, and I definitely do that too. But I also will just add friends on Facebook who have mutual friends with me. Facebook comes up with like friend suggestions, and so I will friend them, but I don't friend them and message them and say, hey, have you tried a wrap yet? I will add them to what I call my cold prospect list. And if you don't know how to make lists, friend lists on Facebook, it's a really good tool. Like, it was such a game changer for me. You can go on YouTube and Google it or search it on YouTube, and there's heaps of videos that'll show you how to do it. But yes, so I add them to like a cold prospects list. And then I change my news feed every day to cold prospects. And a few times a day I go through and I just comment on what they're doing, you know, show them some love, take an interest in what they're doing. And then I also have a hot prospects list. So if they've ever liked or commented or shown an interest or asked me about what we do, I move them to my hot prospects list, and I do the same thing for that every day as well. So it's really just building that relationship. And to be honest, I don't approach people, they approach me. I like to be a people magnet and like draw people to me rather than, hunting them or chasing them or stalking them. I guess I do stalk them, but it's not join my team. It's, hey, you're awesome. I love this photo. You know, love your hair. Where was that taken? Oh, I live just around the corner from you. So I tend to find people who have lots of common interests and who live in my area as well, because it's just, you have that instant rapport and connection with people when they see, oh, you live around me, you know, whether like it's someone from a whole other side of the world, they're like, I don't know you. So that's how I build the relationship. And I've had people come to me, a lot of people, like most of my distributors last month were through Facebook, through just people that I added and didn't actually know. So some of them joined my team and then we met up for coffee. And then some of them we met up for coffee and then they joined my team. A couple of the girls on my team who signed up last month, they're twins, and they commented on one of my posts like, yeah, these sisters are interested in what you're doing. And I met them and we were talking, and now they're on the team and they're doing a great job. They're like, okay, I don't know about adding random people on Facebook. I'm like, well, why did you add me? That's how you came into this business, is you accepted my friend request. And they said, well, we had lots of mutual friends and you looked nice. And I said, okay, so add people with mutual friends and look nice.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, I'm going to mute everybody again. So Jackie, unmute yourself in just a minute. But I'm going to share my screen and show people how to do those lists, because it is really helpful. If you go down this side, you can see I'm in a million groups. Don't worry about that. But if you go here to friends and press more, this will show you. Facebook tries to help us create lists, and usually they're not all that awesome. So you can create a list here. And from what I understand, you do have to create this list on your computer, and then you can add people to it from your phone when they become your friend. And then when you have a new friend, let's see, I don't know who this person is, so I guess I'll confirm it and I'll do this. You can add to another list. And then I would say she is my awesome new friend. I also create lists based on the ad I'm running, because that can help me to know where they came from, because I forget about people a lot. Like I'll talk to them and make sure that I'm friends with them, and then I forget. So this was a new ad that we did, and I created a list here. And so you can see there's 22 people on it. So I can either go to see all, and I can, oh yeah, I forgot about her. Oh yeah. And then I can message them directly. Because what I found is not everybody posts on Facebook all the time. So there may be someone on here who hasn't posted in a while. Otherwise, I can go through and connect and build the rapport. So doing those lists has been really helpful in terms of keeping organized with your follow-up, because if you don't remember who you talk to, you will lose them. So you want to kind of keep on top of building that relationship. So Jackie, once you feel like you've commented, they've liked some of your things, you're going back and forth a little bit, what would you say to break the ice? And then when someone accepts you, do you immediately say, thanks for the friend request, or thanks for accepting me, or what do you do to start that conversation?
I actually don't do like thanks to the friend request, but I just like go to their page and like and comment, and they do the same on mine as well often. And yeah, so to break the ice, really, I'll just like send a message, about something on their page, or I'll even comment right on the photo and just be like asking questions about them. That's all I do. Like, where are you from? Or like, I see you live on the coast too. How long have you lived here? Or what do you do? Like, just like there's no script for it. I just think about being just a natural person who's friendly and interested in other people. And I find that when I do that and I just kind of let it flow and just be natural and be friendly, it's fun. I enjoy it. Like, I genuinely enjoy showing an interest in people and getting to know them. And if there are people that their page is like full of negativity and inappropriate things, then I just unfriend them because I don't want that. So the people that I end up talking to are people who I really enjoy getting to know and take an interest. And most of the time, when they take an interest in, or when I take an interest in them, they take an interest in me. So they'll ask me the same questions back. And it's very, very easy to then bring up what I do. And they'll often ask many more questions about it. And if not, we do our weekly online parties on Facebook. I will just say, hey, I'm just thinking of you. Our team's doing an online event. Are you interested in learning more about what I do? You might win a free product. If I send you the invitation, would you like to check it out?
Yeah, I think that's awesome, because once it just gives you a reason to message them a little bit. Once you've built that rapport, I've heard verbiage such as, I keep seeing you show up on my news feed, and I think you'd be really good at what I do. If I invite you to a virtual party, would you come, or would you like to be a guest? We want them to say yes. You don't just want to invite people, because if they don't know what they're invited to, I've been on virtual parties where someone says, I don't know how I got here, and I don't know who invited me. They're not going to come back to you. So you want them to say yes. You want real leads. I'm going to show you another thing that I've learned to find people in your area, because what I love what Jackie has said is she's friending mutual friends. So friends of friends of friends, and then they've got that connection, but it's also local people. So if you go to let's see, hashtag, what's a cool place here in Grand Rapids? Sky Zone. This is where a lot of moms take their kids. So, and look at Kelly Meyer. Haha, I know her. So if you hashtag Sky Zone, and this might not be a great one for the local area, but these are people that all go to Sky Zone, and most of them, they all have kids in my grade, that like my kids do. Or you could say Catch Air, which is another local kids place. Apparently a lot of things are Catch Air. That might not be a good one. Robinettes is a good one. It's a local little like cider mill place. And so this is in Grand Rapids, so I know that, right? So you can become friends with these people. And again, you want to be in touch with them. It looks like we have 22 mutual friends. Are you kidding me? We probably should be friends, right? And you can friend these people, and then that they're in your area. And then again, I would create a list for them so you don't lose them in the shuffle. And again, you're finding people who like similar things. So you can search hashtags boy mom, or search hashtags, something about being fit or healthy, and you can become friends with some of those people. Again, have you found, Jackie, that there's a good number for people to friend, like 20 people a day, or have you had Facebook jail before?
I haven't. I think that I could be mistaken, but I think that if they're people who have mutual friends, then it doesn't get you at much of a risk as it would if you're just doing random people. And the messaging is a problem too, like messaging people who aren't your friends yet. But I would try to do like 20 in a sitting and maybe do that 3 times a day. Or just do it once a day. Depends what fits in your schedule. But if you do like 20 in a sitting, I've never had a problem like that.
Okay, cool. I'm going to show this picture that one of our leaders created yesterday about cold messaging. I hope you can see it. But it says who to message: your friends, your family, people who show interest in your like or in your post and like or comment. If they like or comment, message them and say, thanks for the love. Have you tried a wrap yet? Hey, did you want to try hair, skin, and nails? Hey, did you want to make some extra money? And people you have a relationship with. When we're saying message 20 people a day, we're saying message people that are already your friend, that are you already have that trust with, right? Do not message people you don't know, and do not message people that have never shown interest. If they're your friend and you have a relationship with them and you're trying to rekindle that, then certainly you can, even if they've never liked or commented, you can reach out. But maybe even say something like, hey, haven't seen you in a while, or hey, how have things been going, or oh my gosh, you moved to North Carolina, what are you doing now, or oh my gosh, you have 4 kids, how are things going, things like that. So build the rapport, that relationship a little bit with them, and then they'll, number 1, say, so what have you been up to? Or number 2, you can say, so have you seen what I've been up to? And but again, this is a relationship business, so although we're working to expand our warm market, you want to do that by building relationships and adding friends. All right. So, Miss Jackie, any other thoughts before we move on to Dorothy?
Well, I also do the same thing on Instagram. So I know this call's mostly focused on Facebook, but yeah, I will find people the same way on Instagram through people who go to my gym. So they're like following my gym has an Instagram account, so I'll add them. People who are following my favorite cafes, my favorite pubs, like, just tagging things at my local beach. I'll friend and I'll follow those people, and then I just like what they're doing, and I find that I get a lot of response through Instagram as well, and then I add them over to my Facebook when I invite them to one of the Facebook parties. It's just like a good excuse to get them on my Facebook as well. One of my girls who's on the call right now actually is Melanie, and she's in Melbourne, and I met her through Instagram, and it's just that same thing of just finding people who are like-minded and finding them, engaging, and then they come to me. Usually they will comment. So make sure you take a look, like Denise said. What are you posting? Do you look like somebody that somebody wants to be friends with and talk to and get involved with what they're doing? I get so many people messaging me just saying, like, I love what you're doing. You look so happy all the time. And don't look like a salesperson. Like, don't post things that look like advertisements. We're in the business of making friendships, building relationships. We're not advertising on social media. That's not what it's for. So also another tip is quality over quantity.
Sorry, Jackie, go ahead.
Hi. All right. You don't have to have like thousands upon thousands of followers. It's more about the quality. So take time finding the right people and building a relationship with them. I don't think I even have 2,000. Do I have 2,000? No, I don't think I do on Instagram, but I'm signing people up there often. I'd rather be talking to people, like 5 good people and having good relationships, than have 50 or 500 like who I have no connection. So yeah, that's it.
Awesome. So a couple things that I want to mention before we move on to Dorothy. I would recommend to almost always have a picture with your post. And always, and what I found, Brandon told me this, he's like, you always take pictures of the kids and you're never in it. Like, people want to see you. So even if it's easy to hide behind our children because they're so darn cute, I'm really trying to make a point to do selfies and do show what I'm doing. And it doesn't necessarily have to be real time. When I hung out with Stephanie Dunn at the Black Diamond Experience, one of the things I learned from them is they're taking pictures all the time. They're always taking pictures, and they're not necessarily posting it immediately. They'll maybe they'll put a cool filter on it, or they'll save it for when they want to, they need it. So don't feel like you have to post immediately, but take pictures of your life, what you're doing, and then you can, and then include pictures in a post. Oh, and then we were going to answer some questions. So Tammy wants to know, how long do you wait before canceling the friend request if they don't approve? Do you go back and look at that?
I actually don't. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I don't.
Let's see. Can I tell you guys a secret? You do not want to have 5,000 friends. Like, you just don't. Do you have 5,000 friends, Jackie?
I don't. I think I have like 2,000 and something.
It's a big pain in the butt, honestly.
Yeah, Jake's like pitching in over here.
Yeah, Jake, what do you think?
I had like over 1,000 before I started at work, so yeah. I never knew that they would.
She's a traveler.
Yeah.
I travel a lot, and I just make friends for the sake of making friends, and it's actually helpful to business.
Isn't this the perfect job for you?
It is.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so don't make it a goal to just add everybody. I mean, I do think that's not true. You should add everybody, but I can tell you having 5,000 friends can be a pain in the butt. So you may have to unfollow distributors so they're not showing up in your news feed. And then you can go back to your friend requests and then delete requests that haven't. So I think sometimes you go into Facebook jail if you friended too many people or whatever, and they didn't refriend you back. But it sounds like that's not happening, probably because they're mutual. They've got a lot of mutual friends in there. Okay. When you add friends who they listed, they still come up on your news feed or just in that group. They still should come up on your news feed, but the cool thing is that you can specifically press that. So these are people that I might not ever see on my news feed because my news feed is so buried, but I specifically go to this list. So I can see, I specifically go here and I can like people that are specifically leads. So I think it is important. They probably show up in your news feed too, but see, Melissa just signed up. She signed up last week, so maybe I should change her. Now she's a distributor, but
yeah, I changed them over to a team list as well.
Do you? Okay, cool.
Just to see what my team's doing and show them love as well. But yeah, with your news feed, the news feed doesn't just show the most recent posts like Instagram does. It's got a whole formula, and so it shows who you interact with the most or top most engaged posts. So that's why it's good to have that list to be really specific about who you want to connect with.
How many people are in your list?
I think the last time I checked, my hot prospect was about 400. So I don't know if that's a lot or not a lot, but those are people who have shown interest before. So like twice a month or maybe more often, but at minimum twice a month, I'll just, I have two screens. So I have one screen with like just the friends list or the hot prospects list. And then my other screen, I'll have my messenger open and I'll message them all like, month end special, 90-day challenge. Just something like, I'm thinking of you. I know you were interested. Have this offer. Do you want to take advantage of it? But I try to make it personal too, because I'll go back in the conversation and see where we left off. So if they're like, they were on a holiday, I'll be like, how was your holiday? And then, just not carbon copy for every single person. And then on my cold prospects list, let me check. I think there's...
So the cool thing is you can see she is able to do this on a mass scale where she is, so she's going to forget. Out of 400 people, you're going to forget who you talked to and what their name is and where they live and all that stuff. And so you can go through what they post, but then you also can go see all and see who's all in there. So you can kind of go down one by one.
Yeah, my cold prospects is $3.99. So yeah, they're both about the same at the moment. The other thing too, on Instagram, if you've got like a bunch of hot prospects or just a handful of people who you're like, I like, you know, those people, you look at their stuff, you're like, I like her. She would be awesome. She's putting out what I want to have on my team. We have common interests, you know, even whether you're talking already or not, you can turn on your post notifications for that person. So then you get a message every time they post on Instagram, and you can be the first to go on and like and comment, and you can be on their page all the time, and they're going to get to know you, and they're going to get to appreciate you, and you're just going to build that relationship a little bit faster.
Ooh, I like that. A post notification. So it looks like you are like on it.
Yeah.
And what's cool is what happens when someone likes your thing. You know, you get a ding on your phone. You get, hey, this Jackie Marchant.
Mm-hmm.
Who is this Jackie Marchant who keeps liking me and keeps being engaged with me? And that's just another way for you to stay in their memory as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yes. Yep. You can follow people. Yeah, exactly. You can follow leaders or top earners, but they don't take up your numbers, which is good. Elizabeth is diamond. When commenting on Instagram, what are some good things to say? What are some things when you comment?
Depends on what the post is, but like, you know, I like a lot of beach and travel photos. So I'll be like, that is so beautiful. Where was it taken? You know, when I go on a trip, if I've been to, say, like I went to the Australian Outback last year, I'll like go and follow other people who are posting at the same spots, and I'll be like, oh, that's so beautiful. We had the best trip there. Like, how long was your trip there? What did you see? You know, just a couple of things like that. I love your nail color. I love your hair, like, but just genuine stuff. Like, oh, your food looks amazing. Where are you eating today?
So notice, what was that, Jake?
Jake just said, don't just write nice pic.
I was going to say, exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. So you notice she's doing two things. She's ending with a question. So they feel like they should respond, because in order to be nice, they should respond. And she's not just saying, cool, awesome, nice pick. She's asking questions. She's being a bit more thoughtful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or like at the gym, people who go to my gym, oh, you train there too? Awesome. How long have you been going? Like, Friday was such a tough workout, because we have like a planned workout each day. So yeah, just friendly stuff that you would say if you met them face to face.
So if you feel like it's awkward for you to be that friendly and outgoing to people you don't know, practice. Just fake it. You don't have to feel confident to look confident. So just do it, and the more you do it, it will just become more natural. All right. Anything else you can think of? And then, all right. If you think of anything else, feel free to unmute yourself and tell us what you got. All right. Miss Dorothy, are you there?
I am.
All right. I'm going to mute everyone again. So unmute yourself again.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. So Dorothy is also just warm and friendly and fuzzy in a good way. Warm and fuzzy. She is someone, when you meet her, like, I don't think I've ever heard her say a negative thing, and I'm sure she has bad days, as we all do. But she just is always so positive and encouraging. And she went to a party. I'm going to brag on you a minute. She went to a party last week, and she said the hostess mentioned to, like, this was a party, and the hostess introduced her and said, Dorothy has the best life. She's always traveling. She's with her kids. She's doing so many fun things. She has the best life. Isn't that awesome? So Dorothy, tell us a little bit how you use Facebook, but then also how you just blitz in normal day and then connect it to Facebook.
Well, I actually like this idea of the friends list. I've been hearing a lot about it, but I haven't actually used it because honestly, something new to me. So it kind of scares me, but I need to get out of my comfort zone because I'm thinking that this could really help me a lot. So I wrote down on my sheet here, friends list now. So I'm definitely going to be using these lists. Well, there are 3 different ways of blitzing, and the third way kind of goes into Facebook. So the first one is just placing your blitz card in random places, not talking to anybody or leaving them in the bathroom, at a gas station, in a book or a magazine. The second one is actually you're asking them, can I hand you a coupon? You pull out your coupon and you show them, this is what it is, and you flip it over and say, this is what it does. You try to get their info for a wrap drawing, and I like to add them to Facebook. That's like the #1 thing these days. But number 3 is building a relationship, and this is actually the most effective. So you want to start a conversation with either the person that works there or just a person that's standing around there, like a customer. I like to do this when I'm standing in line, getting ready to check out. I like to talk to the person that's either standing in front of me and the cashier. So how I start is I like to compliment them because this way it helps me with my closing also. And let's be honest, you guys, who doesn't like a compliment? So I tell them that I like their lipstick, their earrings, their shoes. And I like to ask them questions like, where did you get it? Or what type is it? I start a little chit chat and ask them if they like working there. I usually get a response of, it's okay, or it's a job. I usually say, I totally get it. I used to work in retail, which is true. Now I stay home with my kids and work from home. Have you ever heard of It Works? During this time, I pull out my party pad, which is always on this sheet right here. And I show them how much I will be making at my next rank. I actually learned that from one of the videos that we watched, Joel and Stephanie's video. Don't talk about what rank you are at right now, but you want to talk about the rank that you are working towards. So if you're going to be a Ruby, show them what you will be making as a Ruby. If you're going for Diamond, tell them that is what you're currently working on and show them how much that makes. Then ask them if they could use an extra $300 to $500 a month. And I show them where that could be on the chart, which, let's be honest, a Ruby makes approximately $500 a month and is right in the beginning of the chart, you guys. That's the nice thing. So this usually gets them interested, seeing that it's like at the beginning of the chart, this is totally doable, which at that point I ask them if I can add them to Facebook. This way I can send them some more information, and of course I love their styles. So I want to see them more on Facebook so that way I can learn more. I start searching them on Facebook. Usually they're helping me because I can't find them, or I'm going, is this you? And you're being friendly, so it seems like we just became friends, and they never have a problem. I haven't had one person say no so far as to adding them on Facebook, and I got them right away on there. Now I know that it kind of sounded like I was standing there for a long time talking to them, but the truth is, in a normal conversation, it usually goes pretty quickly. So it's not like you're taking up a lot of their time. Usually they're checking you out during the time that you're talking to them. When I get back to my car, I try to write down their name, because for the next week or two, I want to continue building that relationship by liking their pictures and commenting on them, which I should probably start making those lists. And then when I get home, I message them and usually say, hey, where did you say you got those shoes again? Or what brand was that lipstick again? And that's how I start my conversation with them and say, oh, by the way, let me send you some more information about that business. Or I try to get them on the phone so that way I can tell them more. Now, I know a lot of people are worried about the word no. I know that seems to scare a lot of people. What if they say no? So let's talk about that for a minute. What if they say no? What's going to happen? Are you going to die? Are you going to be shamed for life? No, nothing's going to happen. They say no. You say no all the time and you don't even realize it. We'll be at breakfast at the restaurant and the waitress comes up and asks you, do you want some coffee? Or would you like some, water or something? And you say, no, thanks. And the waitress doesn't go running to the corner crying because you said no. Nothing bad happens. It's going to be okay. You just had a no, and that's a great thing. So I have had people say no to the business part of it. I still add them to Facebook, because just because they're saying no right now doesn't mean that it's a no later. Because in all honesty, I talked to them for probably like 30 seconds or a minute. They have no clue what this business is yet. If they've never heard of It Works. All they saw was this right here, how much I'm making, and they might want some more information. So I still add them on Facebook because I love their style, love that lipstick. Who knows, maybe I'm going to like, some other lipstick that you're wearing, or maybe you could teach me how to use makeup better. So I add them on Facebook, and then they start seeing my feed. I start liking their stuff, and we start a relationship.
So one question I have, do you pull out your phone and start searching them on Facebook?
Yes.
Okay.
Right away. I usually have my phone in hand anyway. That's like a thing. So right away I click on Facebook, and I start looking at their name tag. I'm like, oh, Alyssa what? And I start typing in Alyssa, and then I turn my phone towards them and I go, is that you right there? Or which Alyssa are you? And then they tell me. And usually they're the ones, like, I've had people like actually take my phone from my hands and actually like scroll through the phone and find themselves on there. And usually they're already like my friend by the time I'm home. So I haven't had one person not accept me yet, because we already chatted a little bit. They kind of like my personality. They like that I complimented them. Let's be honest, who doesn't like a compliment?
Mm-hmm.
Like, everybody's like, oh, did my hair look good today? Or I don't know about this lipstick. And then you compliment them and they're like, oh, I kind of like this person.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. And so you want to keep it simple. So Dorothy, it sounds like you have the party pad out. Do you give them a Blitz card too, or do you kind of just leave it at that?
No, I leave it at that, because when I get home, we'll chat some more. Don't worry.
All right. And so what I love about having the Facebook events or a virtual party every week is that you can invite them to that, and invite them to the whatever is next, and it gives you a good reason for them to learn more and for you to reach out. If you have the Blitz cards, an easy icebreaker is simply, can I give you a coupon? Have I heard of It Works? Have you heard of It Works before? And I think they call it puke or drip duct tape. Drip duct tape. No puking. We want to keep it simple, and we don't want to overwhelm them with too much information, because remember what happened when Jackie got a message and and it was too much information, right? She ignored it. It was when it was personal and it was relational, and it was like, Jackie, you hate your job. I used to hate my job too, and this has helped me. And so when you're relating to them, feel, felt, found. I understand how you feel. I have felt the same way, and this is what I found. And so when you're relating to them and you're being personal, or you're complimenting them like Dorothy is saying, I love your hair. Oh my gosh, you're so friendly. Or, oh, you've got such a cute family. I think you'd be really good at what I do. Can I invite you to learn more? So an easy icebreaker is, can I give you a coupon? And hand them the coupon. Leaving your Blitz cards all around town really is name recognition. I wouldn't expect to get a ton of calls just from leaving your cards out. You never know, but it's name recognition. So it's a matter of like, oh, have you heard of It Works before? And they're like, oh yeah, I've seen it around town. I don't know why, but I have. And you're putting your coupons all over bulletin boards at coffee shops, or, in the magazine racks at the entrances of stores, things like that. You're all over the place. You're blitzing, you're branding yourself all over your town. And then you're handing this to every time that you shop, every time you have a money transaction, your Blitz card follows. I often am not soliciting the patrons of stores. I'm not standing at a street corner handing out coupons. But what I'm doing is I'm building the relationship. So what you'll find with Dorky and Jackie is that they're just being friendly. It's like one of our best assets, you guys, is looking people in the eye and smiling and being like, how was your day? How are you doing today? How are you? Oh, I believe me. I've gone shopping with kids too. I know how it goes, or you're relating to them, or you're at the park or whatever. You're just being warm and open. And then, hey, can I give you a coupon? Sure. Or what have you been up to? What do you do? And hey, I love, who does your hair? I love it. Can I friend you on Facebook and I'll ask you more about it? A lot of people have taken a picture of their Blitz card and said, hey, can I text you my Blitz card? This is the last one. I'll text you the coupon. What's your number? I find when you say, like, can I send you some before and after pictures? Or can I invite you to the event on Thursday to learn more? Or what's your information? Is sometimes a little bit easier than just saying, what's your phone number? And I'll stalk you. you want like, hey, can I send you a text of the coupon? Sure. All right, what's your phone number? Or, hey, I have I have tons of before and afters on Facebook. Let me add you. And then they know why. So, Dorothy, tell me a little bit more about once you've blitzed them, you've built that little warm rapport, again, just a minute or so, you friended them on Facebook. What do you do next?
Just like I said, I write it down. When I get into the car, I write down their name because I learned that if I don't write down their name, I seriously forget what their name was. And then I'm going, okay, who was it that I was supposed to message? So I write down their name the moment that I get into the car. And then when I get home, I message them and I say, and I always act dumb. I'm like, where did you say they got those shoes again? Was it Penny's or Yonkers? I'll try to was it this one or this one? Like, usually I know what they said, but just to get the conversation going. And then I'll ask other questions or, I'll comment about their timeline, something that I saw on there. And I'll be like, oh, your daughter looks so cute right there. And then I work my way into the it works part of it and start saying, hey, by the way, I was going to send you that information, or hey, get some time to chat so I can give you some more information about this. Depending on, if I already talked to them and I know that they're going to be working, then obviously I'm not going to be able to call them. So, but I definitely like to message them right away so that way they don't forget about me. So I might message them a little bit more information and then say, hey, do you think that we could chat tomorrow for a little bit? And then I try to get them on the phone to give them the rest of the info and try to get them signed up, etc.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for plugging in. I'd love to spend some time to answer some questions. Jackie, anything you wanted to end with?
Yeah, I noticed a couple people in the chat talking about, how they're nervous. And can I just tell you guys, I'm nervous too. I'm not that outgoing. I'm pretty shy, to be honest with you. My husband's the really outgoing one in this family. And I live in Australia where I have this weird, half Canadian, half Australian accent. And of course I feel awkward, but you know what I do? I just think about the other person. I think about how I can help them, and that takes your nerves away. You're just get out of your head. Stop thinking so much about yourself. Who even cares, Just be there to help people. When I think about Pam, she just radiates this good energy, and she's a light to everyone around her. When you're around her, you just smile and you just want to, okay, I know I really like Pam, but you just I want to be that for other people, I want to be the way that she makes me feel. I want other people to feel that. So if you think about the other person, you'll get over your nerves. And just like Dorothy said, I meet people and I just make friends. One of my amazing rock stars on my team who joined in November, got her Ruby bonus. She's going diamond this month. Her name's Jess Smith, and I met her at the pub. And I blitzed her and I said, let's be Facebook friends. I didn't even really blitz her. We just made friends. And I blitzed her when I got home. I added her to Facebook. I built the relationship. And then I said, do you want to come to the online party? Maybe you can learn more about what I do. And she didn't even know what I did. We never talked about it. I asked her what she did and she didn't ask me. So I didn't, but I just took an interest. And I said, you don't meet people who are so friendly and nice very often. So I'd love to have you as my Facebook friend. And Jake laughed at me and I said, this girl's amazing. She's going to be my next rock star. And she is. And when I asked her about coming to the online party, what she said, yes, please. I've been looking all over your profile and I really want to know more about these raps. So it works, guys. Just make friends and it all will happen.
Absolutely. And you're intentional. What I think is interesting, you guys, is that we're not saying post to the Facebook world and see what happens. You know, you have people who are intentionally building relationships, intentionally posting, and intentionally liking, commenting, and messaging, but they're doing it in a way that's friendly, personal, relational, etc. So I love that. Facebook is your billboard. I don't necessarily expect that I'm going to get people that say, okay, that I saw your picture of a before and after, now I want it. But when they like or comment, you can message them. And most of the time, the closing happens behind that personal message, not on the Facebook page. So use your Facebook to brand yourself, to brand your team, to brand the Friendship Fun and Freedom, to share how It Works has changed your life. You know, It Works paid for my groceries. Oh my gosh. Or, you know, the ways that you've been changed. You know, you're personally growing, you're stepping outside your comfort zone, you're doing things you never thought possible. Think about how grateful you are that someone invited you, whether it was to a party or to a meeting, or you got blitzed, or you got asked to rap. Someone invited you. And your job is to be that person for them. Some people are going to look at you like you have three eyes. And they're going to be like, I don't know what you're talking about. I do not understand. This does not compute for me. It is not in my radar. But then other people are going to look at you and go, I've been waiting. I've been waiting. I've been praying for something. Do you know how many times I've been told, I was praying for something and then you called me. I was praying for something and then we met. I was praying for something and then you messaged me. Like, we can be the answer to so many people's prayer, but we have to lead with friendship, fun, and freedom. We have to be other focused, thinking about how you can help them and fill their need. Ask questions and be genuinely interested. And I can tell you people will respond. So any questions? And we can answer them here. Did someone unmute themselves? All right. If you have a question, feel free to chat it, just so we can. All right. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for being on. I have two girls that I don't know. Erica, are you on? Two Ericas that have been doing this consistently. All right.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay. Yes.
Yay!
Hi.
So I asked Erica to just share a tip, something that because she's been adding friends on Facebook, and I think you signed up, 4 to 6 loyal customers this week just from your relationship Facebook connection. So tell us a tip that you've been using that's been helpful.
Yes. So I've done a lot of what the other girls were saying. Actually, all of it, basically. It's all about the relationship. My last loyal, he was approached by 2 other distributors over 8 months, and he was actually getting pretty annoyed by the other 2 distributors because they just kept coming to him and just basically being too salesy. So instead, I took the relationship approach and didn't attack him with the sale. I just built that relationship, and he actually came to me versus them. So it's really important to get that relationship started. One of the biggest tips is I don't ever give up on a lead. It may take a whole year before they actually sign up. So always keep that, always have them on your list, and don't ever lose hope in it. And don't get so don't get discouraged when they don't sign up right away. Half the time they don't. So I just keep the relationship going and be very intentional.
When you say the relationship approach, what do you mean by that?
Okay, so I don't cold message anybody. I always wait for them to come to me. By my posting. I post regularly, so they always come to me. And once they're interested, I do Jade Hooper's Sealing the Deal 90-day challenge thing. And I always try and get a follow-up date, but I don't always. But then if they don't sign up when they say they are going to, I just message and comment on their things different. I don't approach the products or anything. I just kind of say, just check in and see how they're doing versus, hey, you want to sign up today? I don't always do that. I kind of keep the relationship going. And then eventually, like a month or 2 later, I'll be like, hey, I know you're interested in this at one point. Is this something, you're still interested in trying? Just to bring up the products again. But I don't always just hey, you want to join today? You want to join today? Because I know some people say follow up weekly. I do not follow up weekly. I will like keep in contact with them over weeks and months, but I don't bug them every week.
Well, and I think that's the key. And we may get booted off. I'm not sure. If we get booted off, thank you, everyone. And in 1 minute. But I think that's the key. She is following up, but she's saying relational things like, so how are you doing? How's this? How's that? How's your vacation? How's your kids? You know, she's saying relational things rather than just, are you ready yet? Is today the day? Are you ready yet? Is today the day? And so I think that's the important thing. You are following up, but you're following up with building the relationship rather than always trying for the close. And because of that, you'll probably get more closes.
Yeah, and I think if you want the sale right away, blitz. And it is scary. I'm actually very quiet and very shy. It was very intimidating, but you get used to it over time. I've signed people up a lot faster by blitzing and getting a meeting one-on-one versus social media. So I think social media takes a little bit more time to build. Definitely worthwhile, but if you want people right away, I definitely encourage blitzing.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, I love that. And she said blitzing and then the follow-up appointment, right? You're asking for that one-on-one appointment. You're asking for, you know, hey, let's get a wrap on you. Let's meet for coffee, whatever, and then go from there.
Yeah.
So, all right. Jackie or Erica Tostado, are you on?
Yes, I'm right here.
All right. I know you have been doing this quite a bit as well. Can you just share one tip that you have before we close?
Basically just be courteous, be the kind of friend that you want to, that you want for yourself. And that's what I try to do whenever I'm friending somebody. Make sure it's genuine, make sure it's something that they actually want to interact with, you know, not just like, oh my gosh, here she comes again, because it has happened where, people have told me, you know, I know lots of people who sell It Works, but I just feel more comfortable with you, or I just feel like I get along with you better. Whatever the reason is, they just choose you for you, not for the product. They can get the product anywhere, but they can only get you with you. You know what I mean? That makes sense?
Absolutely. Yep. 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 So you want to be the type of person that people want to hang out with. And when you're friending someone, because I know you've been friending a lot of people, when they accept you back, you've been saying thanks for the ad, and you've been trying to build rapport that way. What have you been saying?
I always say thank you for accepting my friend request, and usually almost like 90% of the time, 95%, they always say you're welcome, and then that starts a conversation right off the bat, and they end up looking at my profile, and usually there's questions, or if not, at least we started a friendship like that.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. I don't want to keep you too long. I appreciate everybody being on. Now, my challenge to you is to pick one thing that you are going to do differently this week to try out some of the things that you've learned. You know, we can't do everything all at once. So pick one thing, whether it's your lists, whether it's commenting, messaging, whatever it is, pick one thing that you're going to do, try it out this week, and then get back with your upline. So thank you so much for being on. We will be here same time, same place next week. Bye, guys.
Thank you. Bye.